Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Am I the Asshole? If you love hearing Reddit tales, it would greatly benefit the channel if you could give us a like or subscribe. Without further ado, let's dive into our first story. Am I the asshole for refusing to move out even though my roommate is 7 months pregnant? Hi guys, last week my roommate Becca found out she's not only pregnant, but 7 months along. She texted me that we had to talk today, and I had assumed she would be moving out soon for more space when the baby comes. Instead, she told me I have to move out to make space for the nursery and her baby daddy to move in. I'm on a terrible salary and cannot afford anywhere else to live. Plus, she wants me to move out right now so she can prepare for the baby. Even if I wanted to move out now, the apartment rentals in my area are either too expensive or well below living standards, so I don't want to move. She went absolutely crazy the moment I told her I wouldn't move out because I'm ruining her motherhood experience by not letting her family live together. I pay rent here, and my name's on the lease until at least the end of the year. I'm not going to pull out of the lease, and I told her that if she wants her little family together, that she should move, and I'll find someone to half the cheap rent with. That made her start crying and saying how I just want to ruin her life, to the point her baby daddy had to console her and tell me to get out of their way already. I've not heard her stop crying since, but I think I'm totally valid that I don't want to leave. AITA for not wanting to move out? Not the asshole. This is a her problem, not a you problem. She wants the cheap rent for her and her BD. Your name is on the lease, you pay rent, she can't kick you out. However, be prepared for a very uncomfortable living situation from now on. Where does the BD live now? If she wants to move him in, he has a place already. Can she not move in with him? BD lives with his mom. It's been a bad roommate situation for years, but the rent is super cheap for where we live, so I've dealt with her. Honestly, I don't even know for sure if she actually is pregnant and just wants me out. If she's just finding out she's 7 months pregnant and isn't showing any signs, I'd be very leery of her telling you the truth. Tell her that if she wants to start a life with him, she can move in with him. Stand firm on this. There's a good chance she's lying to get you to move out. Is there perhaps something you could report her to the landlord about? Is BD staying over a lot? That's usually in violation of a lot of lease agreements. He does stay over half the week. She has done weird things before. I might report her to the landlord, but I honestly would just like to keep my apartment in the long run with a new roommate. Not the asshole. Your name is on the lease and you both live there. The audacity to tell you to move out is outrageous. She has been a nightmare in general as a roommate, but this takes the cake. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law, OMG, not everything is about you, when she got emotional over a cat? I have had ongoing issues with my daughter-in-law, 33 female. She tends to make a lot of situations about her, even when it doesn't seem appropriate. Really, she is very sensitive, and it happens almost even my son, 35 male, and she have been married for 5 years. And while I've tried to get along with her, this habit is becoming harder to deal with. Recently, during a family gathering, we were talking about our old family cat. This cat has been dead for 12 years. She has never met this cat, and I don't even think she has seen a picture of her. The conversation was lighthearted, with us sharing fond memories of the cat, mostly about how dumb she was. She was an orange cat and had a single brain cell. Out of nowhere, my daughter-in-law started crying and talking about how sad it was that the car is dead. She got really emotional, and the whole conversation shifted to comforting her. People were either trying to get her to calm down and standing around confused, uncomfortable. This has happened before, and multiple people have brought it up. Usually she ends up crying, and my son is very overprotective of her at this point. I think she has cried at almost every event. In the moment, I was frustrated and said, OMG, not everything is about you. You didn't even know the cat. My son immediately got defensive and told me I was being insensitive, and she started crying harder. And now both of them are upset with me. My son think I was a jerk and need to apologize. Am I the asshole for saying that when she got emotional over a cat? Not the asshole. Part of being an adult is learning how to control your emotions. Yes, Kat's dying is sad, but her response is not appropriate. It's as frustrating. She will cry at a drop of the hat. It reminds me of a young child. Not to mention, if you're talking to her and she starts to cry, everything is confused and asking what you did. She once cried when I asked her for her apple dumpling recipe. Yeah, that sounds miserable. She needs help, but it isn't really on you to get her it. I think you likely need to have a hard talk with the two of them once some time has passed. There's something selfish about this type of behavior, as if people aren't going to react to a grown woman bursting into tears. And like it isn't going to impact the overall mood. Update. A few comments below have suggested the possibility that the girl might have a mood disorder or just be overly empathetic, and it's not based on attention or jealousy. So OP, before you go all scorched earth on this girl, please present a few more facets of her personality. Does she love your son with grace and honesty and kindness? Does she treat others around her with respect and happiness? If so, maybe you've got an empathetic daughter-in-law, not the asshole. But you need to see her behavior for what it is. It's called emotional manipulation, and she has your son wrapped up tight. She likes his attention, probably everyone's attention, and she's learned that when she is upset, she can get all of the attention shifted to her. I'd start practicing some version of ignoring exiting the situation, like she bursts out crying about the cat and everyone stops talking and looks at her. If it was just the three of you, daughter-in-law, son, you, I'd just get up and exit the room. If it was a full family group, I'd probably say something like, "Oh dear, you seem extremely upset about this. We're going to head into the kitchen for a moment and give you a little bit of space." If you talk directly to your son about his wife's behavior, chances are he's going to push back and get angry and say that you're the one manipulating. It's because he enjoys feeling like the protector of her, and she enjoys having his attention in this way. I shudder to imagine them with children. Babies are cute and take a ton of attention away from grown-ups. Your daughter-in-law is not going to like that. Ooh, the leaving the room to give her space is genius. This girl clearly wants attention. That doesn't work if everyone leaves the room. And in the kitchen, you can all roll your eyes at each other as she tried to turn up the volume of her crying. So she's cried at every event, and your response has been, "She needs to stop," instead of, "Hey, I'm concerned. Is your wife okay? Is she this emotional at home? Is she in therapy?" Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books? I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.